The truth is simple. People aren't just surprised by you, they're destabilized. Your mind doesn't enter a room, it rearranges it. Chosen ones, your presence doesn't just take space. It shifts the atmosphere, and that is why people can't forget you. This video will reveal why your intelligence and gifts leave people shook, why you can't be boxed in, and how to embrace the power that makes you unforgettable. You need to hear this because the very things others call too much are the exact reasons you are extraordinary. If this resonates already, drop 77 in the comments to confirm you're part of this message. Hit like and subscribe so you never miss what was meant for you. And if you want to push this truth further, consider a super thanks, because these words will reach more people like us when you do. Picture this, a room filled with chatter, everyone rehearsing their parts. And then you step in. The scripts dissolve, eyes shift, people don't know why, but they feel it. That is the power of a mind that can't be contained, and that's where we begin. Let's name the threat no one dares to say out loud. You can't be programmed. They call you difficult. The truth is you're just not downloadable. Society is built on scripts. Schools train obedience. Media shapes thought. Culture conditions behavior. But you, chosen one, you refuse to swallow the script. You dissect it, expose it, and throw away the parts that don't align with truth. That refusal is what makes you dangerous, and it's why people whisper when you speak. While most nod and fall in line, you tilt your head and say, "That doesn't add up." And suddenly, their entire system of comfort starts to collapse. This is why they say you're rebellious, arrogant, or overthinking. You're not. You're simply unprogrammable. You hear the programming in their words. You see the manipulation between the lines. You know when the authority is nothing more than a mask. And in that moment, you threaten the illusion that holds them together. This is why your presence unsettles. One unprogrammable mind exposes the fragility of the system. If you've ever been punished for asking better questions, comment unprogrammable below. Let the world see how many of us exist. And if this is speaking to you, pause right now, hit like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who needs it. But where does this power come from? Some of it is older than you think. You're not just gifted, you're remembered. Your intelligence feels unusual because it didn't start in a classroom. It began long before you were born. Hidden inside your DNA are ancestral codes, wisdom preserved through generations, waiting for someone strong enough to unlock them. That someone is you. Some of your ancestors were silenced, overlooked, or denied the chance to rise. Their brilliance didn't die, it was stored, and now it breathes again through you. This is why you walk into new situations and feel like you already know the map. It's not coincidence, it's memory resurfacing. People can't explain how you know what you know, so they call you strange. But what they're really confronting is proof that intelligence doesn't begin with systems. It begins with spirit. When you speak truths that sound older than your age, when you make decisions that feel like second nature, it's because you are carrying more than one lifetime inside you. You are the continuation of unfinished work, the living answer to prayers whispered long before your arrival. That's why your gifts feel heavy at times. They're not just yours, they speak for generations. If you felt wisdom come through you that you couldn't explain, type legacy in the comments. Let this community recognize the bloodline that flows in all of us. Subscribe to stay connected with these truths, because you are more than a single story. You are a chorus of voices, a living archive of resilience. And if ancestral wisdom feels like destiny, wait until you see how fast your mind reads what others hide. Most people need time for the truth to reveal itself. You read it in real time. Lies depend on confusion. They depend on delay, on distraction, on people being too trusting to notice the cracks in the story. But you were never wired like that. You hear the mismatch between tone and words. You see the gap between actions and claims. Before the lie even finishes its sentence, you've already run the audit and spotted the fraud. That's why people feel exposed in your presence, even when you don't say a word. Your perception is faster than their performance, and that unsettles them. They accuse you of being suspicious or paranoid, but you're not. You're accurate. You can anticipate outcomes not because you guess, but because you recognize rhythms most ignore. Life leaves clues. You've trained yourself to see them. This gift is both blessing and burden. It protects you from manipulation, but it also isolates you because people don't like being read so quickly. Still, your mind doesn't stop. It connects dots before others even see dots. If you've ever walked into a room and instantly felt the hidden agenda in the air, share your story in the comments. Type pattern if this resonates with you. And remember, by liking this video, you're not just supporting a message, you're declaring that you value accuracy over illusion. Seeing patterns is one thing. Translating what is unseen into what can be touched, that's a gift on another level. Others strain for creativity, chasing trends, forcing originality, sweating for the next idea. But for you, chosen one, ideas arrive fully formed, as if whispered from beyond. That's why people can't replicate your brilliance, because you're not inventing, you're translating. You take what exists in higher frequencies and give it language, art, strategy, or vision here on Earth. That's why your work feels different, why people say, "I can't explain it, but it hits deeper." They're sensing alignment, not effort. Your creativity is a bridge. While others try to climb ladders, you open channels. This unsettles some, because it exposes that their formulas can't produce what your alignment reveals. They dismiss it, criticize it, or call it luck. But the truth is, your ideas are proof that reality is bigger than logic and inspiration is older than trends. The best thing you can do is protect this channel. Guard your silence. Honor your solitude. Trust the flow that brings you what no machine or mentor could. If your greatest ideas feel received, not forced, comment translator below. Let the world know you're not grinding for sparks, you're pulling down fire. Hit subscribe to stay connected with messages that keep your channel open. Creativity reveals the unseen, but what about the visible world? That's where your gift of clarity turns complexity into something undeniable. Complexity is often a costume. People hide behind it to avoid accountability. They say it's too difficult, too messy, too impossible. But when you step in, you tear the costume. You strip the noise and reveal the essence. What others wrestle with for months, you can break down in minutes, because your mind refuses to be intimidated by clutter. You see what truly matters and discard what doesn't. That clarity is unsettling because it eliminates excuses. It proves the wall wasn't as solid as they claimed. It was perspective holding them back. And you, chosen one, remove that perspective in one stroke. That's why people confuse your clarity with arrogance. They think you're showing off when really, you're simplifying what never needed to be complicated. And in that moment, they have to face the truth. They weren't stuck because it was hard. They were stuck because they wanted the excuse. If you've ever solved in minutes what others dragged on for months, type clarity in the comments. Tell your story, because your testimony may set someone else free. Don't forget to like and share this message if it exposed something real in you. Clarity changes the present, but your vision doesn't stop here. It stretches beyond the horizon into legacies that outlive the system. They plan for quarters. You build for centuries. Most minds think in short bursts. A paycheck, a deadline, maybe a 5-year plan. But you, chosen one, see past the horizon. You're not playing for applause, you're planting for legacy. That's why your decisions don't always make sense to people around you. They can't grasp that your choices are about the ripple, not the moment. While they ask, how soon? You ask, how long will it last? This unnerves people because it forces them to see the smallness of their own vision. It reveals that they've traded destiny for convenience. But you're willing to delay comfort for permanence. You sign contracts that protect the future. You walk away from offers that glitter today but corrode tomorrow. You say no, not because you lack ambition, but because you have too much of it to waste. And here's the truth. This is why you sometimes feel alone. Legacy builders always feel alone because few are willing to stretch their sight that far. But you are. If you're done shrinking your vision for people who only think in paychecks, type legacy in the comments. Subscribe to anchor yourself in a community that thinks like you. And if this message is fuel for your journey, consider a super thanks so we can push this awareness further into the future. And now we arrive at the closing truth. They say you're rare. They are wrong. You're a preview. They tell you you're one of a kind. The truth is bigger. You're not just rare, you're a preview of what humanity could become. That's why people are shook around you. Your intelligence, your clarity, your creativity, your presence, none of it is performance. It's potential lived out loud. You embody the next stage. And that unsettles those who settled for less. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to argue it. You simply live it. And in doing so, you become the mirror, the standard, the wake-up call. Chosen ones, hear this. You are not a mistake. You are not too much. You are exactly enough to bend reality and remind the world that more is possible. This is your charge. Stand firm, move with clarity, create without fear. You don't just carry brilliance, you redefine it. If this message struck something deep, drop the line that hit you most in the comments. Your words could be the spark for someone else's awakening, like this video to confirm you're not shrinking. Subscribe so you never walk this road alone. And if this has given you strength, consider a super thanks to fuel more voices like yours. The world doesn't just need brilliance, it needs your kind of brilliance. Unfiltered, unstoppable, and undeniable. This is not the end. It's a coronation. Walk out of this video knowing you are not a warning, you are a preview.